we still here? Just to suffer every night. I can...
Oh God, whew, that was horrific. Look, if your knife skills aren't the best, I'm not judging. Most of us never worked in professional kitchens, so there's a chance that they could use a little bit of work. I'm here to help. Most of us aren't taught proper knife skills by our parents growing up, but if you're thinking about investing in a shiny, new, razor-sharp Japanese knife, you're probably going to want to learn how to use that beast without losing a finger. How do I use these properly is one of the most common questions that we hear both in our stores and online. And that's the reason why we have Cut Like a Chef classes and like a gazillion knife skills YouTube videos. These are the top 3 reasons why your knife skills suck and 3 helpful tips to help you upgrade your chopping game. Number 1, your knife is dull. Dull knives are dangerous. They don't go where you put them. They slip and slide everywhere because they don't make it through the food easily. Now, a sharp knife, by comparison, is much safer. It goes exactly where you point it, and it doesn't fight with the food that you're trying to cut. So it's not going to end up in your hand unless you're aiming it there. Dull knives require more pressure, so when you do slip and go in the wrong direction, they end up doing a lot more damage. Dull knives also train you to cut poorly, which makes your knife skills suck even more. When you cut with a dull knife, you have to force them through the food, which makes you cut like a caveman, and so it really doesn't give you that much control or precision over your cutting. Cutting dense vegetables requires a lot of pressure. When you finally bust through that carrot or that parsnip, it smacks the cutting board, and that dulls your knives even more. It creates a negative feedback loop, and things just get worse and worse. Your cuts end up coming out chunky and rough, and you likely end up being afraid of your dull kitchen knife. Sharp knives can seem scary and intimidating at first, but they require so little pressure that it's not hard to be precise and safe with them. Which brings me to point number 2. You are holding your knife wrong. Knife anatomy is a little bit confusing because they call this part the handle, and so you would assume, grab by the handle. It makes sense, but it seriously fucks with your ability to cut properly. Try sneaking your hand up towards the blade and pinching it gently with your thumb and forefinger. This takes some getting used to, but allows you to control the knife from the center of gravity and allows you way more control and precision. Whether you're bringing the knife straight down, pulling the blade towards you, or pushing it away from you, you are going to feel like you are in control of the knife. That makes it way easier to get these nice consistent cuts that you see on TV. But what about the other hand? If you cut this guy, you're doing something special. But this guy is the one you're gonna cut if you're not being careful. Number 3 is how many fingers you're gonna have left if you don't hold your food properly. Dull knives are wild and unpredictable, so naturally, you'd wanna keep your fingers far away from them when you're cutting. Not so with a sharp knife. First, take those fingertips that are sticking out and tuck them under to make the claw, or the Italian as I like to call it. Sticking out fingertips are just asking to get cut off when you raise your knife, so make sure you get them out of there. Now that your fingertips are tucked, bring them up to the knife. Don't be shy. You want to buffer the side of your knife against your first knuckle. When you raise the knife up to make a cut, you never need to raise it higher than that knuckle, so you shouldn't get cut. You can use this hand to help control the thickness of the cuts, and if you get distracted, you'll still know where your knife is. And that's it. If you can fix those 3 things, you're well on your way to cutting like a pro. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than that, so we have a 45-minute video with Owen that goes in depth with everything you need to know about using your Japanese kitchen knife. And a ton of great knife skills videos with Mike that gets into some more specific use cases and different shapes of knives you might find yourself using. Here's the Coles notes to recap. Make sure your knife is sharp, so it goes exactly where you point it. Make sure you're holding the knife properly so that you have control over the blade. And third, use the claw grip on your food so your fingertips are out of the way and don't get cut. This allows you to control your cuts and be more precise. Precision and safety are always most important, so don't worry about speed at this point. Speed will come with time, but focus on getting some comfort and confidence using your knife first. Let me know in the comments below if this helped you, or if you're still cutting cucumbers like Kendall Jenner. Check out our Knife Skills playlist for a deep dive on dicing, or come take a Cut Like a Chef class if you're in Calgary, Edmonton, Ottawa, or Vancouver. Thanks for watching. Now go cut something.